Summary of How to Make People Like You in 90 Seconds or Less by Nicholas Boothman. Introduction. Making new companions isn't simple. Meeting another person quite often involves wandering casual chit-chat, abnormal hushes, and awkward eye-to-eye connection. Thus the majority of us stay away from the issue and the loathsomeness of companion make. We adhere to our gathering of companions and avoid individuals we don't have the foggiest idea. However, making new companions is inconceivably gainful. Not exclusively will it grow your group of friends, it will likewise assist you with building up your relational aptitudes, abilities that can bring a large group of advantages, both individual and expert. These sections will show you how to be right away affable, and furnish you with the instruments to dazzle forthcoming companions in 1.5 moments. Chapter 1: Holding with others will make you better and more effective. Since the time first cohabitating on the fields of Africa, we Homo sapiens have perceived the advantages of living in networks. In those days, early people would meet up to chase and cook. They realized that, as a gathering, they had a greatly improved possibility of making do than they would if every individual needed to fight for oneself. This significant craving to associate and bond with others is still with us. Regardless of whether it's a mixed drink party, municipal events, or Star Trek shows, we love the opportunity to meet and associate with others. It's a widespread human attribute. Also, notwithstanding being composed into our very nature, holding with individuals is quite helpful to our well-being and prosperity. Those of us who are acceptable at associating with others have a superior potential for success of carrying on with a long life. On examination by Dr. Lisa Berkman of the Harvard School of Health Sciences noticed a gathering of 7,000 individuals for more than 9 years. Her outcomes indicated that the individuals who needed quality social or local area associations were multiple times bound to pass on of a clinical sickness than the individuals who had solid social ties. Yet, a more extended life expectancy isn't the solitary advantage of persistently making new companions. It's additionally fundamental for progress. Whatever we long for throughout everyday life, regardless of whether it's an extraordinary work, another accomplice, or a ticket for that sold-out Broadway show, you'll have a greatly improved possibility of discovering it on the off chance that you have a wide informal organization to help you. You'll catch wind of employment opportunities from previous partners. Companions will set you up on arranged meetings, and, who knows, an associate likely could be selling precisely the ticket you're hoping to purchase. Okay, so the advantages of holding are clear. In any case, that doesn't mean associating with others is simple. Truth be told, it tends to be difficult to associate with new individuals, particularly if you don't have any shared interests. Also, at whatever point you meet somebody, you just have around 90 seconds to establish a connection. If you don't start the individual's advantage at that time, it's exceptionally plausible that you'll never start it. Fortunately, it's conceivable to fuel association in less than 90 seconds. In the accompanying sections, you'll get familiar with the basic aptitudes and hacks that will empower you to do this. Chapter 2: At the point when you initially meet somebody, focus on your nonverbal communication, eyes, and outward appearance. You currently realize that the initial couple of seconds you go through with a renewed individual are vital to framing an association. However, did you additionally realize that individuals begin shaping an early introduction of you before you even open your mouth? The main things an individual will see about you are your body, your eyes, and the demeanor all over. And it's basic for every one of the three of these components to communicate a sensation of transparency. Start with your body. To show receptiveness to somebody, you should situate your body with your heart pointed straight forwardly toward them. This will impart genuineness, the full obligation to the discussion, and preparation to the interface. Next, gaze straight at them. Direct eye-to-eye connection is an extraordinary method to set up a trust, making it a fundamental component of any effective first experience. At long last, be certain you're the first to grin. Allow your inspirational disposition to radiate through your splendid smile. The other individual will subliminally comprehend that you're genuine and open. After you've set this warm and inviting disposition for the experience, break the ice by presenting yourself. Don't overthink it. Simply offer a standard welcome like hey or hi in a wonderful tone. At that point, tell the individual your first name and urge them to present themselves too. When they do as such, quickly rehash their name to guarantee it sticks in your memory. Brenda. Ideal to meet you, Brenda. At long last, lean somewhat toward the other individual to inconspicuously show interest and receptiveness. As you play out this slight lean in, you can either consolidate it with a firm and deferential handshake, or utilize the without hands procedure in which you leave your hands by your sides. Chapter 3. To set up a decent affinity with others, you should build up the correct disposition. With regards to building up a characteristic affinity with somebody, nothing beats discussing shared interests. For evident reasons, you're bound to get along with somebody who bolsters a similar games group or peruses comparative books. Yet, what do you do when no such shared conviction exists? All things considered, in such cases, you need to set up compatibility by the plan. There are a few different ways to do this, which we'll cover in the following couple of parts. However, the essential for every one of them is having the correct demeanor. You can either have a valuable disposition or a feudal mentality. A valuable demeanor implies you're centered around what you ask for from the discussion, while a feudal one is centered around what you don't. On the off chance that you show a helpful mentality, you will consequently show the positive nonverbal communication and outward appearances that will make you more affable. Then again, having a pointless disposition will leave you with aloof or contrary nonverbal communication that puts individuals off. Thus, on the off chance that you need to improve your affinity with others, it's ideal to receive a helpful disposition. Be that as it may, how precisely would it be advisable for you to do this? A helpful disposition starts with choosing what you need from every discussion. Hence, when starting a discussion, think about your ultimate objective and the methodology that will help you arrive at it productively. For example, state you're returning home for these special seasons, and your flight is dropped. If you have a pointless mentality, you'll be centered around the way that you would prefer not to be stuck at the air terminal. This may prompt your yelling at the carrier staff about how earnestly you need a substitution flight. Be that as it may, if you embrace a valuable disposition, you'll focus on your craving to discover somebody who can assist you with getting another flight. All that shouting constantly won't get you the help you need. However, being open and affable to an individual from the staff may. To put it, by zeroing in on an ideal positive result from the discussion, you'll naturally embrace the nonverbal communication and grin that will charm you to the individuals who can assist you with getting another flight. Chapter 4. To be agreeable and tenable to other people, show open and steady nonverbal communication. As you've taken in, a valuable mentality is an establishment for viable nonverbal communication. However, what precisely is compelling nonverbal communication? As a rule, nonverbal communication can be isolated into two classes, open and shut. Open nonverbal communication uncovered your heart and body, motioning to others that you will convey however eager about it. Thus, when two individuals start a discussion with their souls confronting each other, they structure a groundbreaking association and common trust is probably going to increment. Then again, shut nonverbal communication secures the heart through signals that express obstruction, dissatisfaction, eagerness, and anxiety. Crossed arms are quite possibly the most well-known occurrences of cautious nonverbal communication, as folding one's arms secures the heart and in this way one's emotions. Turning your body sideways comparative with your discussion accomplice can likewise summon a comparable inclination. Also, nonverbal communication isn't just about your body. It's additionally your outward appearances, which can be open or shut also. For instance, an open face grins visually connect, and shows clear appearances, for example, caused a commotion, while a shut face looks harsh and maintains a strategic distance from eye-to-eye connection. Another vital aspect for guaranteeing that individuals like and trust you are showing a predictable and fitting message across your entire body, as irregularities will trouble individuals. As per previous UCLA brain research educator Albert Mehrabian, a noticeable figure in the field of correspondence, validity relies upon the congruity of three open angles: the vocal, the verbal, and the visual. All in all, what you state, how you state it, and the signs your body sends while you're stating everything should be adjusted. On the off chance that they're not, the other individual won't feel you're being straightforward, and both of you will feel terrible. Simply think about a companion disclosing to you that he's fine while he turns away with crossed arms and taps his foot. It's not difficult to tell that he doesn't appear to be fine, which ransacks his expressions of their validity and makes clumsiness. Chapter 5. Reflecting on characteristics is regular, and can help you cause individuals to feel loose in your quality. Impersonating others is on a very basic level of human characteristic. Indeed, regardless of whether you don't understand it, you've been synchronizing yourself with others since the day you were conceived. An infant's body beat is in a real sense synchronized with that of its mom. Furthermore, this inclination to synchronize proceeds sometime down the road. For example, a grown-up's preference regarding garments will regularly be affected by that of their partners. In any case, for what reason does this occur? Does it mean everybody is only a copycat? In reality, it's characteristic to adjust to other people. For example, when somebody grins at you, you promptly feel a longing to grin back. Essentially, when somebody yawns, it makes you need to yawn. What's more, if you've ever seen a fighter get punched in the stomach, you realize that it causes you to want to jump in torment as well. This synchronization is a significant piece of our lives, and is particularly significant with regards to building affinity. All things considered, we do appear to incline toward individuals who are in synchronize with us. We commonly feel best when in the organization of individuals whose conduct is in a state of harmony with our own, and studies have indicated that we even will in general recruit and even date individuals that seem as though us. In any case, what precisely is implied by synchronization with regards to expanding your agreeability? In particular, it alludes to circumspectly replicating and inconspicuously impersonating the offers of your discussion accomplice, just as their body pose, outward appearances, breathing, and manner. Utilize abundant eye-to-eye connection, yet don't gaze, tune in with your body by confronting your heart toward the speaker, fit in and gesture your head when you concur with what is being said. Furthermore, when you need to state something, recall, first, not to interfere with the other individual and, second, to eagerly react to what exactly's been said. For instance, if your discussion accomplice says, "I truly like living in Chicago, yet my better half got an advancement and we may move to Miami," you could state, "Goodness, that appears to be a tremendous and upsetting choice. How are you going to choose where to live?" Chapter 7. Comprehend what sense your discussion accomplice likes and adjust your style as needs are. In 1970, Richard Bandler and John Grinder, the organizers of the way to deal with correspondence known as neurosemantic programming, or NLP, understood that individuals see the world by separating upgrades using one of three distinct faculties: visual, hearable, or sensation. Normally, all individuals utilize a blend of these three faculties as they approach their life. However, one generally overwhelms, and realizing which is predominant in your discussion accomplice can enormously influence your compatibility. Individuals who are dominatingly visual care very much about what things look like. They by and large will in general think in pictures, and they likely dress strongly and talk quickly. These individuals like to utilize articulations like "how would you see yourself?" Or on the other hand, "I see what you're stating." Hearable individuals love discussion, have liquid, melodic, expressive voices, and appreciate the verbally expressed word just as sounds when all is said and done. Subsequently, they incline toward professions in communicating, instructing, and the law. They will in general make statements like, "sounds recognizable," "disclosed to me more," and "I didn't care for the tone of his voice." At last, sensation-centered individuals like strong things that they can feel. They have turned down the volume, as finished apparel, and will in general talk gradually. Frequently, they'll use articulations like "what is your opinion about?" and "I'll connect with her." By coordinating your reactions to an individual's predominant sense, you can make that individual like you more. For instance, a visual individual is bound to like you if you talk as fast as she does, or if you dress pleasantly. Somebody with a hearable center will incline toward it on the off chance that you talk unmistakably and utilize a lovely manner of speaking, and those with sensation sensibilities will favor it if you coordinate their manner of speaking and talk discreetly and delicately. So how might you tell which kind of student somebody is? Simply observe how they move their eyes. For example, on the off chance that you ask somebody what he preferred most about his getaway, a visual individual will, in general, admire the left or right as though he's seeing the appropriate response. A hearable individual will look left or right, toward his ears, and a sensation individual will peer down to one or the other side, toward his hands and body. All in all, in case you're uncertain how best to speak with somebody, simply take a gander at their eyes. Thusly, you'll realize which sense that individual courtesy, and will realize how to adjust your conversational style appropriately. How to Make People Like You in 90 Seconds or Less by Nicholas Boothman. Book Review. Charming yourself to another associate starts from the second you two meet. How someone else looks about you in the main gathering is critical to your agreeability, which is the reason it's basic to embrace an open disposition and eagerness to associate. In any case, recollect, speed is of the embodiment. If you don't get somebody to like you inside the initial 90 seconds, you'll presumably never click. Control the tone of your voice with this basic exercise. Let's assume you notice that your discussion accomplice talks in a without a care in the world tone, yet you will in general talk at an impressive rate. To bring yourself down to your conversationalist's level, attempt some stomach breathing. Center around breathing into your mid-region, instead of your chest. Quite soon your breathing will back off, and your talking speed will as well. Hey, thank you for watching Pro Books, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.
Did you like this audiobook summary? Click the like button now to support our channel and click subscribe if you want to get notified each time we post a new free audiobook summary on YouTube.